What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Can We Eat Yet, where we eat the latest and greatest food in Toronto. My name is Eric.
And my name is Victoria, and today we'll be comparing 3 different ramen spots here in Toronto. One that's our favorite, one that we've never been to before, and one that's world-renowned.
We're going to be comparing 3 different things: the broth, the noodles, and the toppings. Let's check it out.
Here we are at our first location. It's one of our favorite ramen spots here in Toronto. It's
Sansotei. So guys, we're here today at Sansotei. This is one of my favorite locations, and just not even just my favorite location, but my favorite ramen spot in Toronto. I've been coming here since this place opened back in 2012. Always want to come back just for this one bowl of ramen. I almost refuse to try other places in Toronto because this is my favorite, and I'm going to show you guys why. This is my favorite ramen of all time, which is the tonkatsu black. It's topped off with some black fungus, an egg, green onions, and also some garlic oil on top. I chose to do the thick noodles, and it's also served with some pork belly. My most favorite ramen of all time, anywhere in Toronto. As you can see, there's a little bit of garlic oil that's on top of the tonkatsu broth. The tonkatsu broth is simmered with pork bones. It's simmered very, very long time so that the broth gives it a very rich flavor. So I ordered the thick noodles here. So you can see it's not too wavy. It's kind of straight, I would want to say. I wouldn't say that it holds on a lot of the broth, but definitely still in my face. It's so hearty. It kind of feels like you're eating like a pork chop when you're like sipping the broth, because it's so rich in flavor from the pork. I want to get a little perfect bite, you know? Get a little broth. All right. In Italian dishes, the noodles or the pasta has to be al dente, which means it has like the perfect bite to it. The noodles here definitely has the same texture to it. Perfectly cooked. Has a perfect bounce to it. So at any ramen spot, guys, the egg is definitely a deal breaker for me. If there is no egg, I'll have to order it. Good thing that this one comes with the egg. As you can see, it's still super runny, guys. Oh yeah, look at that. It's still super runny. I think it's so sexy when the egg yolk is still runny like that. Silky, creamy.
So this is the shoyu ramen here at Sansotei. At the next 3 locations, I will be comparing these shoyu ramens. The shoyu ramen comes with egg, bamboo shoots, green onion. You get the choice of thick or thin noodles, and here at Sansotei, it only is served with pork belly. So the broth here is very, very light, very savory, and it's not overpowered with soya sauce, which I like personally. The bamboo shoots are very flavorful and give the ramen a very nice crunch to it. The pork is very, very, very juicy and very fatty, which I love. You can also tell that they kind of torch it or roast it or something on the one side, which again adds a lot of texture to the bowl of ramen. The noodles here hold a lot of the flavor. The thick noodles aren't as thick as you think they would be. They're not like Shanghai noodles or anything. So here we are at our next stop, guys. It's the one we've never been to before. It's Ramen Isshin.
Today we're at Ramen Isshin. I ordered the white sesame shio ramen, and Vic ordered the kateri-rich shoyu ramen. We actually waited a long time. It was 40 minutes to get our table. Last time we came here, we actually waited 2 hours. So hopefully it's as good as people say, because from word of mouth, this place is actually really good. So I got the white sesame shio ramen, and it has bamboo shoots, mushrooms, the soft boiled egg, has pork belly, green onions, and in here also has the thin wavy noodles. Let's try the broth first. The broth is so delicious. It has like a nice salt taste to it, but it's not like, it doesn't taste like the ocean or anything. It just tastes nice and refreshing. The green onions really livens up the dish here. Try some of the noodles. The noodles has such a nice bounce to it, guys. I feel like whatever they did to the noodles, it holds the broth so well. Each bite, you're like not even just having the noodles, you're just having like a bite of the broth too. And you guys already know how I feel about eggs. I feel like soft-boiled eggs are so sexy. Look at this one, guys. This one's nice and runny still. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell this one's been marinating for a very long time. It still gets that nice soy sauce taste to it in the egg, but definitely not overpowering. So for mine, guys, they actually gave me a little bowl of white sesame on the side where you're supposed to grind up and put in your ramen. It's supposed to enhance the flavor, so let's give it a try.
That sounds
It definitely adds such a nutty flavor, like an earthy tone to the noodles. Definitely adds like another dimension.
So I got the Coterie Rich Shoyu Ramen. It comes with bamboo shoots, nori, soft-boiled egg, pork belly, green onions, and thin wavy noodles. The broth is very comforting. It's very light. We're gonna try that perfect bite here. Got a little bit of noodles going, got some green onions going. I'm gonna get a bamboo shoot in here. Bamboo shoots give the ramen a very, very nice crunch. The green onion, it's such an inexpensive vegetable that just completes the ramen bowl.
Third and last location, guys, Ryus Noodle Bar. Let's go check it out.
So today we are at this location because it is world renowned. In Japan there is a ramen museum and there's only 2 spots that are reserved for ramen bars that aren't in Japan, and Ryus Noodle Bar is actually one of them, and it's located here in Toronto. I got the shoyu ramen that comes with a pork belly, a chicken breast slice, bamboo shoots, arugula, nori, white fungus, chili pepper, and sesame seeds. And I also had to add the seasoned egg for $1.50 here. So immediately as soon as you get this bowl delivered to the table, you can see that there's a difference between the shoyu ramens at the other 2 locations and the shoyu ramen at this location. Right off the bat, they put sesame seeds into the broth, and the seaweed is also on the side instead of in the bowl. There is also white fungus inside of the bowl. There is arugula, which I've never had ramen with arugula in it, so that should be interesting. And you also get 1 chicken and 1 pork, which is also, I guess, very versatile, and that's good for the bowl. Oh wow. This definitely is a little more saltier than the other ones. Definitely the broth is a lot more thicker, a little heavier. So the chicken, you can tell, is very, very seasoned and that it was simmering for very long because it's very tender and very easy to bite into. And I've only ever had my ramen with pork, but I really like the chicken here. It gives it almost like a new dimension of taste.
This is the Ryus Rich Shio, which has pork belly, slice of chicken breast, bamboo shoots, arugula, some white fungus on the side, lemon zest that's grated on top of the chicken, some sesame seeds. I also had to add the seasoned egg, which is $1.50, and it comes with thin noodles. This is a little different from Ramen Isshin. As you can see, there's arugula instead of green onions. I've never had arugula in my ramen, but yeah, again, this should be interesting, like Vic said. And at Ramen Isshin, the sesame seeds on the side were on the side, so it's a little different that it's already in the broth. There's bamboo shoots, which also was in Ramen Isshin, a white fungus, pork belly, and also a chicken breast, which is also kind of different. The shio broth, you can definitely taste the chicken that's been simmered for a very long time. Very, very well seasoned. It's not super salty, as you know that shio is made with salt. So you can see, guys, the noodles here are straight compared to the ones at Isshin, which is wavy. And for the noodle, guys, let's check this out. You see how much broth the noodles hold? It's like covered all over the noodles. I can definitely tell why. This is featured in the ramen museum. Here's the noodles. Just holds so much of the broth, and every bite just, look at that. It's just so saucy, and every bite has so much flavor because it just holds so much sauce on it. So as you guys know, soft-boiled egg is a deal breaker for my ramen. Oh yeah, you can see it's just a little bit runny. You can definitely see that it's still like, it's still a little runny in there. Alright, let's try and have a bite of the egg and the noodles at the same time here. The egg is so velvety and so rich. I don't think that the egg is overly salty from marinating in the soy sauce for so long.
So out of the 3 ramen spots we just tried, which one was your favorite?
Definitely still Sansotei. I think out of the 3, I think Sansotei is still my winner. The garlic oil that's in the tonkatsu broth at Sansotei still one of the best that I've had in Toronto. The egg is still runny. It feels like it's been marinated for a longer time. It has like a more deep, rich flavor. It's marinated in the soy sauce. For me, I feel like if I had to choose between the three, I personally wouldn't go to Ryus. I feel like the arugula definitely doesn't fit my taste buds. I feel like if they maybe replaced it with green onions, yeah, it made it maybe a little different. Maybe I give it another try. What about yourself? What's your favorite?
So before we did this video, my favorite ramen place was Sansotei, but it's actually changed now and it's Ramen Isshin.
Okay.
That is because the broth at Ramen Isshin was just so rich in soy sauce, and I don't know how long they marinate everything for within the broth, but the way the noodles, the way the broth seeped into the noodles and seeped into the pork just made it so yummy. And the broth for me, every ramen experience is different, and the broth for me is like number one in a bowl of ramen. And the broth there was just, it was so good. It was awesome.
I guess you could say like the broth like seals the deal for you.
Yeah,
If,
the broth
like,
seasons, yeah.
If it's good, like the whole ramen is good.
The
right?
whole entire bowl of ramen is good.
True. All right. Well, thank you
Thank
guys.
you guys.
Thank you for coming along for our ramen adventure. If you guys liked what you saw today, give us a thumbs up. Press that subscribe button down there and leave us some comments down below if you guys want to see us eat at other restaurants, and comment which restaurant you want to see us try. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.